Hey, welcome back on the Good Morning Artesia radio show. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. Linda Stevens is here. Coming up this hour, Linda, we'll chat with Aaron Irving from Oakley and Irving Wealth Management. And then we're going to go to Rio Rancho, New Mexico. And in Rio Rancho is Joby Hodling. And Joby is going to broadcast the Goddard versus Artesia volleyball game from the first round of the state volleyball tournament. So Joby's...
That ought to be exciting.
It is.
Really?
And it'll be the fourth time that Roswell and Goddard have played volleyball against each other. Mm-hmm. Goddard has won 2 of those times. Artesia has won 1 of those times. And this time they'll be on a neutral site. It used to be called the Santa Ana Star Center.
Oh, okay.
But I guess they didn't renew their naming rights, so now it's just the Rio Rancho Event Center. So you could buy the naming rights for that if you wanted to.
According to everything we've been talking about, I better save my money for the oil and gas bill that's coming to my house.
Oh my gosh, that's kind of crazy. So that'll be later this hour. So as soon as Joby checks in and is ready to go on the air, the match is supposed to start at 10.
Okay.
So I'm assuming here about 9:45, 9:50 or so is when Joby's going to be ready to take the airwaves. Hey, you and I always get fired up over all the crap that's going on in this country right now.
I said, well, you know what? Just get your ammo and your guns ready because there's going to be a civil war or, a big surge on something because somehow you got to get rid of the crazy people.
Well, and the thing that's even more sad is let's say there's a great awakening as a result of all this. And in the midterm elections, we sweep out anybody that has a D by their name that had anything to do with this administration. So then you get new leadership in the House, new leadership in the Senate. There's still things that, from an administrative standpoint, that the White House can continue to do, and it's going to be hard for Congress to block. But then say 2 years after that, a conservative gets in the White House. How many times have you seen a program started by the government that 2, 3, 4 years later, when the people say enough and put new people in, how many times have we ever seen it stopped, canceled, killed, rolled back, money returned, program stopped, jobs eliminated from any of this happening?
I don't know. I'd have to seriously think long and hard about that.
I mean, are we gonna with the new administration in a couple of years, are we gonna say, fine, we're gonna find all the people that came into this country illegally over the previous 3-4 years?
That's not gonna happen.
And get the airplanes and the buses going the other way.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen. We create all these new entities, all these new agencies, all these new diversity people and all this other kind of stuff that are worming their way all the way through the government. Are we going to have a new administration come in and say anything with the term equality or justice or diversity position, any position like that has been created or added or is in the government now, boom, gone, eliminated, out of there?
Well, the Democrats did nothing but fight Trump the entire time he was in there.
And the Republicans, Linda.
Yeah.
Don't forget the Republicans under, what was his name? The guy from Wisconsin who was the Speaker of the House at the time.
Well, they prevented things from happening.
Yes.
So.
People don't know this. Do you know why Trump was mad at John McCain? Because Trump was mad at John McCain.
Yeah.
And as a result, John McCain was a saint when he died, and we had a week of mourning.
Right.
And Trump wasn't invited, and Trump is evil, Trump is horrible. See, here's another example why Trump is horrible, because of what he said about John McCain. Do you know why Trump was mad at John McCain?
No, not
John
exactly.
McCain was the vote that prevented the repeal and replacement of Obamacare.
That's right. I remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah, McCain didn't vote against it because it was a bad bill. McCain didn't vote against it because he thought it needed to be reworked and redone and we need to do something different. McCain voted against it because it all came down to him. He hated Trump. Boom, I'm going to vote against this. But
So
you don't hear that part of the story.
It was a pissing contest.
Exactly. Exactly. So instead of doing what was right for the country, and this goes back to my point about, have you ever seen anything removed, eliminated, or cut or canceled after it gets put into effect at the federal level?
There's bound to have been something somewhere.
No, we still have what do we still have? A sugar tax? We still have there's all kinds of things.
Oh, weird stuff. Yeah. We didn't have all these taxes in the 60s. And now we've got a tax for everything.
Yeah.
Look at your phone bill, for God's sake. All the taxes that are on that, all the taxes that are in the gas that you buy at the pump.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you broke it down, there's, your landline, phone bill, not just your cell, but there's, 4 or 5 cents here, 3 for that, 20 for this. Those didn't used to exist.
That's right.
And somehow these corporations and places, well, a lot of them probably weren't even there because they're so petty on there. But everybody managed to make money and exist without all that nitpicking little tax stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, we're literally taxed to death.
We are.
Yeah. We might have money if we didn't pay all these taxes.
Yeah,
but we're just so used to it, we go with the flow. And I think there's a lot of us Republicans that sit back there because we're not as lunatic as the Democrats for some reason. I don't know what they drink, but we just say, oh, well, and sit back and watch it happen instead of really getting out there and saying, hey, wait a minute, this is going to affect my kids, my grandkids, and my life. We need to say something. We need to do something about it. You can't sit back and be so complacent that you just allow this crap to happen.
Here's another thing. Today is the day for the hearing at the Public Education Department. They've got 2 issues that they're having hearing on. One of them is the social studies standards, which in essence is we're going to start implementing critical race theory into our curriculum in New Mexico.
So wrong.
And they were going to have a public hearing with the public standing in the room, speaking their mind. Then they went to Zoom, and now they're limiting you to like 2 minutes. So if you're going to speak on the Zoom meeting before the Public Education Department to explain why this is a terrible thing, you've got 2 minutes. So if you actually get in and you get to speak, cut out all the fluff.
Yeah, don't say, oh, thank you for allowing me to be here today. I really appreciate it. No, that just cut, 20
I'm a parent
off
of a 3rd grade child, blah, blah, blah. Cut all of that out. You have to cut it down to, this is why critical race theory is bad, blah, blah, blah. Get done, get in, get out. But they don't even have the courage at the Public Education Department. They do not have the courage to have a true public hearing where people can come and stand before these idiots and passionately explain why it is that they are either in favor or opposed to this thing. They're hiding behind a computer screen and they're clocking you at 2 minutes. And that's the stuff that's going on in this state. You have the governor got a whole bunch of federal money for COVID relief.
Right.
And the governor said, I'm going to dole the money out. The legislature says, wait a minute. That's the legislature's responsibility.
Exactly.
There's Democrats that have even said that. But when it comes time to have a vote, to actually take action, the Democrats are nowhere to be seen. They are threatened by the leadership in the state. If you don't toe the line, we're going to primary you and you're done. Which they did in the last election cycle. They primaried out some really reasonable, sensible Democrats.
Well, maybe somebody needs to grow a pair and speak up.
Well, they can't.
They're supposed to be.
They can't. Because of the way the leadership controls them, Linda. And so it's even going on in New Mexico with our legislative process that we have here. I encourage people to try to get on the Zoom call and try to do this. But if you're going to speak, if you actually get if the light goes on and says you get to speak now, you got 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So make your point passionately, but cut the fluff.
Yeah.
Cut all the fluff out of it, and because you've only got 2 minutes. But this is the kind of shenanigans that's going on with our government right now, and I'm like you. I don't know what is the revolution going to look like.
I don't know.
Like
we said off air, what country do you want to move to that's got a little more sense?
We said that on air.
Oh, we did. Okay. Well, whatever. Yeah. Where would you like to move where they have a little more common sense, or they're more concerned with the people being able to survive in their country?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You'd have to do some research.
Yeah.
Somebody around here could pull their money together and go buy an island, and I guess we around in this part, maybe Texas, it's time to secede from the Union, folks, and we need to join them.
I think Ted Cruz even hinted at that recently, that if it gets that crazy, because I guess Texans claim that they have the right to be able to secede from the Union. It's in the...
somewhere along the line, yeah. But they have everything they need. They've got the coast. Mm-hmm. They've got the oil. Mm-hmm. They've got the gas. Mm-hmm. They've got the military bases. They've got agriculture. Yes, they've got it all. Yeah. They are self-sufficient.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, if that happens, I don't know how people are going to be held. I don't know how you're going to keep people from moving from this part of the state.
Oh, no kidding.
If that happens, if they secede and become their own country over there, the flow of people out of southeast and eastern New Mexico
well,
is
like I said, if they require that you were born there, I got a birth certificate that says I was.
Well, I wasn't.
So, adios amigos. I'm going. I've got to be a lot more.
So you could be a Texas citizen.
Well, why do you think I talk funny already? It must have been in the water when I was born or something.
See, I can't. I'm an Iowegian.
Yeah, I know. You got that Iowa accent.
I'm going to apply for asylum.
I have lots of relatives that are back in Iowa.
I have skills.
Hey, we might need you to pick crops or something.
I'll do it.
There you go.
I'm not ashamed. If that's what it takes for me to be admitted into the country of Texas, I'll do it. You
betcha.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem.
It's crazy.
And if somebody doesn't like the way I do it, have them get out there and help.
Oh, well, that's another thing, too.
Seriously. But, yeah, somebody. I mean, I think we talked about this one time. What makes a person decide to be so liberal?
Oh,
you have people that you think that are halfway intelligent, they're good people, and all of a sudden they're Democrats and they're wanting to give away everything, and they're so liberal and their ideas are out there in left field.
Here's one
what
for you.
makes a person like that?
I don't know. Here's one for you, Linda. YouTube is going to be getting rid of the unlike, the dislike, the thumbs down.
Oh.
That's going to go away.
Okay.
So you won't be able to see if people dislike a video on YouTube. And you know why they're doing it?
I don't know, but you're going to tell
One of the reasons is because they're concerned about the mental health of their creators.
Oh, good grief.
I'm not making that up.
Well, that's just like everybody getting a trophy for showing up.
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The real world says no once in a while. You need to be able to deal with that, and it starts from an early age. Your mother says, no, you can't have that candy bar. You got to eat your food first.
That's right.
Then eat your food, and then get the candy bar.
Yeah.
And there's sometimes that you don't even want that candy bar, but if somebody says no, well, then you really want it because you're going to throw a fit because you want it.
Yeah.
Well, that candy bar can stand for many things in this country, and maybe you don't want it, but if somebody says no, you can't have it, well, then you're going to, stomp your feet and pout and whine and carry on because you're entitled to. And then when they finally say you can, well, I really didn't want it in the first place. I just wanted to cause an uproar. So really?
Yeah. So a content creator creates something and everybody should love it.
No, you need to have opinions. You need that right to an opinion without being bombarded with negative, well, you should have liked it, and here I'm going to tomato your house or whatever, or send you how many messages of hate and whatever.
Now, the social media impact on young people and their mentality is a real thing.
Yes, it is, and it's terrible.
And it's terrible. But to say that we are going to get rid of the unlike, the thumbs down thing on our YouTube videos, in part because of the mental health concerns we have over our creators, sometimes things that people create are not good.
No kidding. Yes, there's a lot of garbage out there that really needs to be taken off.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they pick and choose, but they leave stuff on that And I don't sit there on YouTube. Rarely do I see something that's on YouTube. I don't have time to sit there and play with the phone and watch YouTube videos half the day.
Well, it's the second largest search engine in use right now, YouTube.
I remember using it once, and that was to take the little cogs out from under my agitator in my washing machine because I wanted to be sure I put it all back. And there was a YouTube video, and I thought, oh, thank you, God. But now I don't have to call the repair person.
If I'm looking at 6 or 7 different videos on how to take the cog off of a washing machine, the one that has a lot of thumbs down, I'm probably not going to watch.
Because that didn't work,
But
folks.
now that's being taken away because the guy that did the cog video that nobody liked, his feelings are hurt.
Oh, poor baby.
And even though his advice is stupid, and that's why people don't like it, but now you're going to get to see his video because you're not going to see that people didn't like it. I don't. It's MKBHD did a video on it this morning. He's a big time YouTube creator.
Okay.
He does not think it's a good idea.
Well, no.
He said if you're worried about what people say in the comments, if you're worried about people artificially increasing dislikes and doing stuff like that, he says there's ways you can address that. But to say that we're going to get rid of the unlikes, the dislikes from videos because of the mental health of the creators.
Well, if somebody's watching a technical thing about your car engine or whatever, and we don't have many shade tree mechanics anymore because you can't. It's too computerized. But for an older vehicles, you may be watching something and some fool did something wrong, which could kill you because somebody can't say, don't look at this. This guy made a horrible mistake, you know.
Yeah.
It's back to, you can't have a trophy just for showing up. You have to learn to take rejection.
Yeah.
Because that's what
how do you improve
what the real world is.
You're right. How do you improve the quality of the content that you create if you can't see things that people are upset about or why they don't like your particular content? How do you learn from that experience?
So this goes, if you give somebody a bad grade on their paper in school because it might hurt their feelings, we can't give bad grades anymore? I mean...
Welcome to the new reality.
So we're just going to sail a bunch of people through school that are going to be dumb as a rock.
Yeah.
And you want them performing surgery on you sometime?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
This is so wrong. Yeah.
Happy Friday, Linda.
Oh, yes, it's wonderful. Now I know why you get me a muffin. It's to drown my sorrows in blueberry muffins.
Every Friday at McDonald's, when I go into McDonald's to get our breakfast, I get a blueberry muffin for Linda now.
Yeah, now I know.
It's your payment for putting up with this. Well, tell us something good. We got a couple minutes left here before I have to get a hold of Aaron. Tell us something good that's going on.
Well, let's think about this. I don't know.
Sorry.
I
didn't mean to put you on the spot.
Well, if we want to talk, okay, for those that might have money that are not worried about their gas bill or their oil bill or whatever, shop local. Try your best to support the local businesses that we do have. We don't have a lot of them that in town. Just because I'm talking retail that you would go in and buy a gift or pastries or whatever. Do your absolute best to shop local. If you think you need to shop online, go look first to see if you can find something comparable or, that might serve the purpose or whatever. Spend your dollars the best you can at home. Hey, saves you gas from driving out town.
That's true.
Yes, and once in a while we have to do that.
Yeah.
But and if you can't shop local here, shop Carlsbad or Roswell stores. As it's like the wonderful phrase, Amazon doesn't care if your sports team needs new jerseys. They're not going to support you. They don't care.
That's right.
So, yeah, they don't. Yes, it is easier to sit at home and scroll your phone and click a button and whatever, but much more beneficial to do your best to shop local.
I agree with entirely. If you are going to go on Amazon and buy, look into their Smiles program because you can actually designate there are some local entities here in town. Literacy Council is one of them. That if you go through the Amazon's, I think they call it the Smiles program.
Okay.
When you buy stuff through the Smiles program, a teeny tiny little piece of that purchase will wind its way to the Literacy Council.
Well, that's good.
So you're not like donating massive amounts of money, but at least...
But you know what? It adds up.
It does add up. So when you go to the Amazon, look at the Smiles program and look at what local entities are supported in this area.
Okay, well,
I happen to know.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So if you do that, I mean, if you look first locally and you can't find it locally and you wind up on the Amazon deal, at least look at this Amazon Smiles and seeing if there's some local entities that
I bet you I have shopped on Amazon maybe 5 times. Maybe not even that much in the course of their time or whatever.
Yeah.
You know. Do I regret not buying stock when they first started selling books out of the garage?
There's a number of those things.
Yeah. But local, and there's lots of activities that are coming up. There's Boots and something.
That's tomorrow.
Yes, out
Boots
at
and
the
Badges.
Old Sun Country.
Well, it is Sun Country. It's not Old Sun Country.
Okay. They haven't changed their name, but I think they've added
completely.
to it.
Yes.
They've added to it. It's like Home and Garden or something.
Yes, that's correct.
So take advantage. Go and see. There's lots of activities. There's craft shows, art shows. Holiday Magic is going to be in Roswell.
The Yucca Christmas Days is going to be in...
Yucca Blossom.
Yucca Blossom Christmas Days is coming up. So
there's lots of things that we can take advantage of around here. Local artists will be there, and I don't mean they slap paint on a canvas. Arts and crafts person. Yes, they might have artwork, but take advantage of everything that you can local.
That's
it helps.
Good advice.
Clean up.
And if you want, go to the chamber and get chamber bucks. And
that's true.
Do those for employee gifts and stuff
like that. And they are like real money. People think chamber bucks, well, go buy them, spend them, or give them. And they're for local businesses that are chamber members.
That's right.
And those businesses will just turn them back into the chamber, and they'll write them a check for however much people have spent in their establishment.
There's not a $1.25 per buck service charge.
No.
Like when you buy a football ticket.
$1 per dollar. It's
$1 per dollar. That's right.
So, yeah, there's lots of things. But do your best to keep your money here in town, or at least within, the surrounding communities, because you're helping all of those people. And a lot of people here work in Carlsbad, or Carlsbad works here, or vice versa.
Yep.
We need that money to stay here. So Amazon dang sure doesn't need it, not when you know what Jeff is worth,
He's flying to space with his money. He's taking Captain Kirk into space.
Maybe he could give us a loan around here. Just
I don't want a loan.
Drop a few, a grant.
A grant.
Yeah, drop a few billions here on our community.
All right. Linda, thank you as always. Appreciate it.
Now I can go, take out my frustrations in a blueberry muffin. Sure thing.